What's up, everybody? It's your man Pots and Pans. Welcome back to episode 10 of Flavor Combo of the Week. Today we are going to be talking about polenta, red pepper, goat cheese, and sardines. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let's get right into today's episode. First off, let's start off with our red bell peppers. Now, why are they called red bell peppers? Well, they're shaped like bells. Now, red bell peppers are, of course, part of the capsicum family. Surprised you didn't know that. In this country, they're generally labeled like sweet peppers, but they're in the same family as all the hot ones as well, right? You see them in the grocery store. They're like green, red, yellow, orange. Sometimes they're like purple and even brown. Okay, those are a little more rare. But most of the time, you're seeing like green and red. And they come in a variety of different flavors. And frankly, they're all pretty good, just in their own way, all right? I like red peppers. That's just the way I feel. That's just the way I feel. Wait, so what song am I thinking of? That's just how I feel. It's gotta be like a Drake song. Red peppers tend to be, like more on the sweet side, especially when you cook them down, as opposed to green peppers, which I find to be a little bit bitter. And the reason for this is because red peppers are just the same thing. That's right. They're the same. They're Finkel and Einhorn. They're Einhorn and Finkel. And because of that, they become a little bit more sweeter and they develop this red, sun-kissed kind of tone to them. It's kind of like an Irish dude that landscaped all of July and August. We don't have to spend a lot of time on red bell peppers, okay? I think they're, pretty ubiquitous, most of the world, all right? We put them in fajitas, we could roast them, we can caramelize them. A lot of vegans like to stuff them with, their sus meat alternatives and blog about it. Moving on to polenta. Now, because of my ethnic background, 6% Italian, 23andMe. But mostly, European. I got like French in there apparently, mostly like German and Austria according to my family members just telling me shit that I'm supposed to believe. Do we have family there? No one knows. But my point is I grew up in the northeast of the United States. If you know anything about that, it's hardy. It gets cold. The sun never comes out. People are miserable. There's no vitamin D. Okay, our genes are down-regulated. So in order to cheer ourselves up, we like that hardy stuff. Straight up, I like my dishes thick. Okay, kind of like my women, you feel me? Well, like slim thick. Let's not get out of control here. We like soups, we like stews, we like Popeyes, we like fucking chowders. It's a 6% Italian coming out. And we also like, porridgey things. And that's what we got going on today. These little cylindrical, little gelatinous things. These are like little polenta fondants, I call them. Kind of like a potato fondant, but you make it with polenta. You cook the polenta, which is normally a porridge. It can be incredibly dense and rich and full of flavor if you add cheeses to it and you add butter, cream, kind of like grits, but with yellow cornmeal instead. Or you could chill it out like I did like this. For this, I kind of just poured it right in to the molds onto the plate, chilled them, hit them in the blast chiller. It's a freezer, I don't have a blast chiller. But then, you let it set, and what you basically do is you go boop, 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 boop. Those noises are optional. Look, get this offset spatula that we talked about on our tools episode of Real Chef Tips the other day. And you can cut them out, you could sear these up, you could grill them, make them whatever shape and size you want. Fucking eat them. Oh, absolutely. It's phenomenal when you put cheeses in it, okay? Like goat cheese, which is our next talked about item. But technically to make this, all you need is the cornmeal and water. Now, if you do that, you're definitely a shoemaker, all right? And that's okay, we're here to learn. It's all gravy. All right, let's move on to our next item, which I already alluded to, goat cheese. Goat cheese, or chèvre in France. If you're in America, you'd probably be like, that's chèvre. Hey, y'all got that chèvre? Comes in a log, looks like a big old albino dump. It used to just mean like French goat cheese, essentially from like a certain region. In fact, the term actually means, depending on the word that comes before it, but whatever, it just means either like goat, but now it's come synonymous around the world with goat cheese, so you might see it labeled like that. You might see chèvre on the label. Yo, okay, I figured it out. I was just in the little chef's room, and I always tend to sing when I'm in there. That's just how I feel. Fucking nailed it. Dude, I don't even know why 14 of you watch this. Okay, I try to stay on path, okay, but then my brain just goes, I'm fucking weedy chef, and off on a tangent. All right, here we go, back into it. So where are we at? Fucking, did I say enough about the goat cheese? Also, yeah, you usually find it like preloaded with other stuff. This actually has like herbs and garlic in it. It's phenomenal, almost tastes like an alternative to cream cheese or something. Got an itch. But goat cheese is so versatile that you can use it, you know, not just for that savory stuff. Slather it over a bagel or something, phenom, okay? But you could also put it in desserts, you know, like a cheesecake, whatever you want, all right? But soft cheeses go really well with desserts as well, so super versatile. Sometimes you even see them packed with sweet fruits, blueberries, very common. Shout out to Trader Joe's. And most of the time that you see goat cheese, it is overplayed in a salad of Brussels sprouts or salad of fucking beets, all right, at every other restaurant that has like two names because they couldn't decide on one, and there's always an ampersand. It's always like the hunter and fig or turd and turtle. Something so, hey man, how about pick and choose? I think we should make a rule that anytime somebody decides to not pick one, and then they name the restaurant two names, it should be copy and paste. Fucking weed it again. All right, let's wrap this up. Sardines. We think that it's named like that because, you know, originally the first small tiny fish were packed off the coast of Sardinia. Any way of verifying? No. Sardines are generally like a few different types of fish. Generally, it's like herring, pilchard, sprat. Ever heard of those? Doesn't matter. You know, they have a fatty flesh, kind of like salmon, packing in amazing brain and cell healthy omega-3s, like we talked about in our salmon episode. They swim in close to the surface in salt water, and they're all in a school together, okay? And they all get scooped up and shoved into a fucking tin can. And that's usually how, you know, we see them. The general public thinks about them as canned. And sometimes I think that they get a bad rap because they get lumped into like anchovies, which, what a fucking nightmare. Nobody wants to be compared to an anchovy. However, sardines are available in a limited time window in the summer, and if you can get them, they're definitely a lot better. You know, when they're packaged, they're still pretty good, but anything that's like canned or packaged is not gonna be the same because it's obviously not fresh. If it's canned, it might take on more of that fishy flavor because it's just concentrated in there. You know, personally, I'm not gonna lie to you, okay? Sardines aren't my favorite thing in the world. They're not as easy to just like jump on board with like a salmon or a toro or something like that, all right? They do have a little bit more of that fishy flavor. But if you combine them, much like any other dish, if you combine them with ingredients and flavors that work, we're just augmenting that flavor. We're hiding it a little bit, but we're not like hiding it. We're just like tucking it in. We're weaving. And then you create something that is just masterful for your dome and your mouth and your palate and all that other stuff. And in my opinion, the best way to do that is to combine it with something that's acidic. So we got, you know, vinegar, we could use lemons, white wine, and then even like red peppers, things that are juicy, flavorful. So that's what we got going tomorrow. You wanna talk for a living, yet you stumble over your own words. Red pepper sauce is perfect to combine all these flavors, and we call that a coulis. Super easy. I'm gonna be breaking down that recipe tomorrow night. Friday Night Bites. Every Friday, roughly 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Okay, don't get mad at me if it doesn't come out right at that time, but that's what I always aim for, and sometimes I'm a little off, so get off on my nut. If you enjoy this flavor combination, please share it with your friends, share it with your family. Maybe, you know, think about combining these. Go out and get these 4 different ingredients, slap them together. Super easy. You can watch that recipe tomorrow, and so you know how to do it like a real chef player. Drop a comment if you have any thoughts or questions, okay? And, you know, as always, try to leave the place better than you found it, player. And I don't like to say goodbye, so I guess I'll just say thank you. Love and peace. Manokis. Chef out.